Hello, Capricorn, and welcome to Indigo Rising Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you're having a great day. This will be your weekly reading for the week of August 23rd through the 29th. And during that time, we first have a waxing gibbous moon, and that is a time of really working on those things that we've started during the new moon, but showing that we can demonstrate that we can be flexible as we make adjustments. So look around, see what's working, what's not working, make the appropriate adjustments, and then buckle back down and get back to work. We then have the full moon that's going to come in on the 28th. And of course, that can be a time of heightened emotions. You might feel snappy and irritable, changes in your sleeping patterns, or just have really positive energy. But also, it is a good time for us to release resentments or fear and to practice patience and calm. But we do have a blood moon eclipse that comes with this full moon, and that kind of changes things. So go check out those energies if you're curious about that, because that does change kind of that full moon energy a bit. So keep those moon energies in mind as we're moving through the week. This will be an intuitive general reading for energies that you may or may not encounter, Capricorn. So, as always, please take what resonates today and leave what doesn't here on the table for someone else. And your overall message for this reading is to bring love into the situation. Okay, let's see what the Capricorn Collective has going on for the week. Normally, as I'm shuffling the tarot, this would be time for my fun weekly reminder that I like to talk about. But this week, I do need your help on something. I'm thinking about doing the occasional live stream, and this would be kind of as summer comes to an end, maybe, when the fall weather starts kicking in and it's just not as fun to be outside in the evenings like it normally is, that I might come in and just do some free readings for you guys, like 1 to 2 card where you can ask a question and we'll just do readings on the spot. So what I need from you is to know what day of the week or time of day that might work out for you. Are you more prone to do that in the morning or late night or mid-afternoon? So, and maybe what day of the week also. So if you could drop those answers into my comments, I will take everyone's answers into consideration when I'm scheduling those live streams. So thank you so much in advance for your help on that. All right, let's get into this reading. Capricorn, August 23rd through the 29th. Bring love into the situation. And your present energy right now is going to be the Sun card. So look, the happiest card in the deck, full of light, full of nurturing. This is about just good friendships, good times with family, friends, people around you. Just things, just healing, the comfort of the sun and the brilliance of light, and it's just a really, really good, happy energy to start off this reading with. So I do love that that's your current energy. Your current situation is that you are hard at work here with the Eight of Pentacles. So, many times this is about work, but sometimes it's just about working hard at something. And really, I call this to the being in the moment card. I feel like if we tap this guy on the shoulder or called his name, it might take him a few tries for him to look up, that he's just so focused and into what he's doing, that he's enjoying it. It's fun work. So this could just be just really being in the moment when it comes to working on something, which is great. You're happy to do it and you're happy at it, which is really good. At the root of your situation is the Knight of Cups. So you're also just very emotionally open and caring this week. Your overall was to bring love into the situation. I don't think that's going to be difficult for you. I think you can move forward. Knights are our cards of action and taking action. And in this case, it would be on the emotional front. So this would be, showing your emotion to the people around you that you do love, just letting people know, hey, I love you, I care for you. This is flowers for your wife, or a little gift or token for your husband, something just to let your kids know that you're there for them. So make sure that you're just honoring that this week, and honoring, just letting, just friends, hey, I love you, just that extra I love you, that extra hug is really nice, and be open with those this week. In your recent past, Capricorn, is that you were feeling a little bit nostalgic, or having something nostalgic that is coming up. This is something that I've been feeling a lot of, and I feel like since the solar eclipse that I've really been going through this nostalgia thing, and it's hitting me really hard. And I feel like I've seen this card a bit in the readings this week, but also I'm just seeing also chatter online about nostalgia And I'm not the only one. It's very interesting sometimes when you're going through something and you're like, well, that's weird because other people are feeling it too. And don't you wonder, you wonder, is it the astrology? Is something going on there? But that's something that maybe you were feeling last week, which would be this week, and I'm feeling it this week. So I'm feeling, give into that a little bit, or at least acknowledge the reasons why you're feeling nostalgic, and kind of question that, and give a minute for a little bit of deeper thought into that this week. All right, on your mind this week is the 10 of Pentacles, which is about long term wealth and security for not only you, but the generations that come after you. So, this is about, just creating, and I think, I know it's a card of Pentacles, but I feel like wealth and security isn't just financial, even though that is a part of it. It's also, what are you putting towards your family, and putting into your kids when it comes to, morality, and things like what's important, and making sure that they just understand how to just be a good human. It's just a good thing to do. So, but that's on your mind this week, is how are you, affecting the generations that come after you with your action. So that's interesting, and interesting that you are coming out of this nostalgic period, because I feel like a lot of us are thinking that, it's the nostalgia for the past, but it's also what in the world are we facing? What's coming in the future? And how do we prepare those around us for what that future might bring when it's kind of murky and we're not sure what it is out there, right? What is just ahead of you this week is the Page of Wands. So this could be nurturing some new passion. And this could be about, maybe it is something with your kids that you think, I need to instill a certain thing into my kids, and I'm going to nurture a passion with them that guides them along the way to do that. And what is that? Is it, optimism? Is it, working hard at something, being able to buckle down and do that hard work? Is it demonstrating that? So think about what that passion is and what that thing is that you're nurturing. It's some fire. It's something that you're excited about, and happy to do. So there's something in there that you're going to be nurturing in that manner. When your advice position here, Capricorn, is the Lover's card. So the advice is, while you're doing this also, is to bring love into your marital situation. So not only is it in the nostalgia and the long term, and again, maybe friends, family, people around you, but now also to your partner. So again, this would be a good week for flowers for your wife, or a little gift, or it's something for your husband, doing nice or something. Husbands are different. I know, for if my husband brings me flowers, my payback for that is probably to make him a really nice steak dinner. So men are a little different in how they want gifts, and I guess different men are different. But what is that? How can you honor that relationship by just letting that person know? It could be a love letter or a note or something, but make sure you're honoring those relationships, and being open of heart, especially if you've again, if you're coming off some nostalgic thing, you just want to appreciate the life that you have right now. What is beyond your control this week is the Ace of Pentacles. So some new financial opportunity or material thing this week too. Is this something that you've been working hard at, something that's coming in, or is there some new financial opportunity that is making you think long term? This could be some investment opportunity, or something that you feel like may not have a payoff until years to come, but it is a good thing to think about. All right, what is your secret desire, or what are you trying to avoid? Is the Fool card. So it's either your secret desire to set off on this new journey, which could be about nurturing a new passion or doing something new, or you're just trying to avoid that altogether. So ask yourself that question. There's no right or wrong. It's just your big question. Are you willing to give the energy to something new, some new path that you want to take, something that new that you might nurture? Is it in the way of family relationship? It seems very familial, this whole reading. And it could be something nostalgic that you think, maybe your grandfather did a thing and you think, I should do that with my family, that sort of thing, where you're kind of the nostalgia has been the catalyst for you to think about this thing. So, excuse me, ask yourself this question. Let me grab a drink. Real quick, yeah, ask yourself the question, do you want to move forward and start this new thing, or not? And it's really up to you. There's no right or wrong. Just answer the question and understand the reason for your answer there. All right, Capricorn, in your outcome position is now the Knight of Pentacles. So action here on this material front. We've got a lot of pentacles showing up, wands, some cups. What I'm not seeing is any swords in your reading. And I do like to sometimes look and see what is the element that's missing. And swords are about air energy. So communicating, thinking, that sort of thing. You might be something that you do need to bring into this. Again, as far as letting other people know this week how you feel emotionally, but you're definitely going to take some sort of action here, probably when it comes to this new opportunity that's coming in. So, and I think you're going to be excited about it. You're going to nurture this new passion. All right, what is hidden from you here at the bottom of the deck is the 10 of Wands, which is about finishing something and pushing through and finish. So you're not quite done yet. You're still working at something. Also, now that puts two tens on the table. So do look up angel number 1010, but also look up 6 because we do have two sixes as well. But bring love into the situation, whatever is going on with you this week. It looks like you are hard at work on something, but you do have new opportunities. So make sure that whatever you're engaging in, your heart is engaged with as well. All right, let's get you a final card here from the Soul Oracle deck. Final message here for Capricorn. Final message for Capricorn. And the card for you is to make no judgments. So have an open mind this week. Make no judgments. Do things, bring love into the situation. Do things emotionally. You're going to take some action there, but also maybe in this pentacle, in the way of the material. It could be a financial decision that you make or just a purchase. It could be, but something in the way of the material realm this week as well. All right. What does Capricorn need to do in the way of self-care? Self-care for Capricorn this week, and the card for you is the card called Authenticity. Live life for you, not the audience in your head. Look, live life for you and really your family too, and the decisions that you make. Again, if you're feeling, if this nostalgia has pushed you into working harder about something, I do feel like there's something going on there where you're making decisions and it's kind of based on something you're bringing in from the past, something you've learned from the past, some positivity or some feeling that maybe you're trying to recapture that with your own family. So I totally understand that. But Capricorn, thank you so much for being here. I do hope there's something in this reading that you can take away and use in a positive way in your life this week. If you're comfortable sharing, of course, drop me a comment down below. Let me know what resonated, or if you have questions, I'd be happy to answer those for you as well. Also, if you like my reading style, hitting like and subscribe is really kind of you. So I appreciate that so much. Thank you for doing that in advance. And also, it helps you find me next week. Come on back and let's see where your story goes. So thanks so much, Capricorn. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.